DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. Tonight's DJNTV show is sponsored in part by Electro Voice, DJ Event Planner, ADJ, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, Newmark, and DJNTV Insiders.
You're tuned in to DJNTV Live with your host, Brian S. Red.
All right, good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday night. Now, you're seeing us, but you're not seeing us live because for summer 2018, yeah, we're going to be doing something a little bit different on our live shows. We're going to be doing a weekly Zoom link that you can get to by going to a specific address. This week's show and every week's show on Tuesday night for Brian S. Red is going to be at djntv.com/Brian S. Red. I know.
This is kind of like a Brady Bunch
it is.
graph. I like that.
It's going to be a Brady Bunch summer for us. So each...
How we is Alice?
Don't I have to be in the middle?
Well,
You are. On my screen, you're in the middle.
Yeah, you're not. But that's okay. So what we're going to be doing is each week we're going to be doing a live show, but it's only accessible through that link at djntv.com/Brian S. Red. And then we're going to be recording a little segment from that, which is what you're watching if you're watching on YouTube later. Of course, if you're with us, yay. If not, you'll see this later. And we'll be doing one quick topic and then shutting this down and then going on and chatting for the rest of the evening. So our topic tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about line arrays. A lot of you have been hearing us talk about these and some of these little DJ array systems, and we got a couple of updates. So Brian, let's kind of start with what you've been working on with the array system that I saw a picture of, which by the way, that access panel was fabulous.
Yeah, he was looking at the access panel on my drywall, not the speaker, which is such a DIY guy thing to do. Well, basically, to make a long story short, I did a wedding reception about 2 weeks ago, and the solution that I decided to use, and I'd never done it before, was the Evolve 50 from Electro Voice. I'd never used one of those for a ceremony. I thought maybe a single would be kind of cool for it. Wow. I mean, the cool thing about an array is, okay, like a traditional speaker, PA speaker, the word's pretty directional on it. You're looking at about a 60-degree dispersion on that. It varies, but roughly 60 degrees. So kind of wherever you point that speaker, that's where the sound's going to go. With a lot of these new little compact array systems, the dispersion can be 110 degrees or better. So your dispersion is amazing. You're spraying sound all over the place. It's a lot less directional. It's more full, and therefore there's not as much, I guess, of an urge to crank it up because it's already pretty even
and filling the space.
Yeah, it's filling the space. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to go a traditional speaker for a ceremony again. This is an amazing solution. I'm always going to use an array for this. Well, the other thing that happened at that event is the power that they told me that they had available for me didn't work. It just died over the winter, and no one decided they wanted to tell me about that until I was there trying to hook my system up. So I had to run this long extension lead because the secondary place I was going to plug into, guess what? It was out there too. So I had to run from like the building way out to an area where I felt that they could hear me where the ceremony was being held. Luckily, I had the array with a good throw and all that stuff. But I can't run 200 feet of extension cords. That's just irresponsible. I mean, 30, 60 feet maybe, but above and beyond that, it's not wise to run long runs of extension cable.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at battery-powered solutions for this. How can I get a battery-powered array that'll work for something like this? And I found one that I'm I'm bench testing right now. We're listening to disco. It's an LD Systems. It's a Maui 5 Go. It's a battery powered array. I put a picture of it up on Facebook right before we came on here, and I think it's a 10-inch woofer with some little rays on the top. The battery at moderate levels is like 20 hours. Cranking it up at 120 decibels, you're looking at like 6 hours. It's like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
With inputs on it. I believe this is the future. I mean, things like this are going to make our job so much easier. I believe the dispersion, the weight, the fact that it's battery powered. Wow, that's a great piece. But yeah, the array thing is just in general a really smart thing for what we do as DJs. I feel, especially as wedding folks.
And this past week, actually, a different array system came in at the office, and we've looked at the Evolve. The Evolve 50 has really become a standard in that arena. But RCF sent out their new J, their Evox J8. J? Give me Evox. Yeah. The J and the J8Mix, which is their latest version into the array market. And what's really kind of cool is same thing with the dispersion and you get that throw. You don't have. It doesn't get 130 decibel. I mean, actually, that one can get very loud, but you don't play it as loud. Just what ended up happening is I set them up in the driveway here, and the kids were playing their music on it, which means that we're going to hear animals from whoever it was 4 or 5
is Hunter?
times.
Is Hunter chewing gum or something?
Oh, is Hunter's mic?
No, I'm not chewing gum.
Hunter, why don't you shut your mic off? I think we're getting some clicks from your mic. And we don't have the host thing set up properly, so we don't have. There we go.
Thank you. It was just some interference.
Yeah. So the kids were playing with it and doing their music and things. And what was probably the most interesting is that I haven't played with an array system for probably 2 years, really just to use it in a situation like that. Our house is a good 100 and some feet from the office here. And as you're sitting over there, you can hear the cymbals. They're carrying through. The vocals are carrying through so incredibly well. And it just when you were talking about that ceremony where you had the Evolves here and the wedding was way over there and how it worked, I was thinking, Brian's, sure, really it worked like that, Brian.
Brian's exaggerating.
What's Brian? What was he? But
smoking.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but pretty much.
It's okay. That's what you were thinking.
That's what I was thinking. If we're gonna really say it, but I was just. Again, when you haven't used one of those for a while, it really is like it's that wow, that does, because really the only ones I've heard in the last couple of years have been the Evolve in a semi-confined space or in a banquet hall, and they sound great there, but you don't get them out in wide open spaces where I can walk 150 feet away, because it's on the other side of the driveway by the basketball pole. It's about 150 feet, and again, I could still hear the cymbals and the clarity of the female voice in the music, which was really kind of cool.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, what these things are capable of. It's all technology. It's neat technology too. Tons of fun. Howie and I have discussed this. It's a different kind of sound than what you're used to hearing on a traditional PA speaker. It's not the same. It's different, but I like it better. I like it better. Yeah.
It is different in a good way. When we were at Mobile Beat, I actually made a point of standing to the side of the Evolve 50s in that big room before you went into and the sound was the same if I stood to the side or in front of it. It was great.
No,
that was a huge room.
And it just floors me because the speakers, you look at them and they're an array, what have you, but it's not like some companies where they were doing some cantilever things with the tweeters trying to get that wider dispersion. It just happens, and it happens consistently and accurately because, again, I was way on the sides, over in the neighbor's cornfield over here at that angle, that 120-degree angle that they talk about type of a thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm 100 feet plus away, and it still sounds crystal clear. Now, as I continued down the cornfield, when I got out of that sweet spot, I could tell quickly at that distance because all of a sudden I became mud. Or not mud, but I lost that fidelity of the music.
Right.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I had a whole new appreciation for the array thing. I'm going to be using those at some weddings this summer, definitely.
I have nothing but love for the Evolve 50 and the other one that I have, and I really, 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 really think a lot of it. It's just some monster. is that FPT CS1000, which came out, what, 2 years ago, I guess? So?
I think so. Yeah, you had it at last year.
You've had it 2 years.
Year and a half, anyway.
Yeah, last year we had it at Midwest DJs. Hopefully Jimmy's dressed. Okay, good.
Maybe a year and a half. But no, it's just a monster. The thing is a hot rod. It is no joke. The EV easy use for that Evolve 50. It's so easy to set up. It's so easy to break down. It's so easy to carry. And now I've got the LD. I mean, they're all solid. American Audio has one. It's $499, and it sounds really nice. It's not the Evolve 50. Yeah. It's not the CS1000, but it sounds really nice.
Yeah. Yep. For the right application, I think this is the true statement with all of these. For the right application, they can do a great job. It's not going to be something I'm going to use at a teen dance. Just not going to, no matter how many.
Not those anyway.
Yeah, no.
There are solutions out there, I think.
Oh, they certainly are. But the ones that we're using about for ceremony and weddings and things, you're not going to run those. Even if you add more subs to it, because I've seen guys, if I get the Evolves and then I add, a couple of 15s under it, can I use those for? No, don't, stop.
Right.
Don't be an idiot. You get them for the right gear for the right application.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, don't be stupid. There's other people who can be stupid. Don't be that person. So
we all got to bring the right tool to the job whenever we're gigging. But no, I think this is the future for us. And what I really enjoy is that nothing's honking at me anymore. I don't miss that. I hate it when a speaker honks at me. It's just so unpleasant. And who does this sound good to? I mean, no one. So, and that's the cool thing about most arrays. Some arrays have horns in them, but most arrays don't. They're full range speakers. Opposed to the horn, it's just a much more pleasant listening experience. The only difference is that I've found is when you're DJing with an array system and you have the thing next to you, you hear it. Because, more so than you did your old system because of that whole directional dispersion issue. 60-degree angle, side to side, shooting straight out. Yeah, you're firing music at people in front of you, very far away. But with an array, the dispersion is so wide, you're getting hit. So I think we probably maybe have to be a little more mindful of hearing protection with these arrays.
Now, Brian, how was the client reception to this? As far as it looks too good to be true. Did they believe that you were making that sound with the smallest speaker?
My clients typically don't. My clients look at this stuff like it's science fiction. I have just found this across the board. They typically don't know what's what. They just know, okay, you're providing music. The people who are impressed are people who know, like the staff at the banquet facility.
Sure,
they're impressed. And if there's like anybody there, like a officiant or clergy or person of the cloth doing a toast or whatever, they say something. They like it, but most people don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
If you've always ridden in a Cadillac, you assume all cars are Cadillac, I guess. So they don't know any different. But if they had, been driving around in a 72 Maverick with really bad shocks and smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe, maybe they'd appreciate that Cadillac ride a little more. I don't know. They don't know. They've got nothing to gauge it on. But the folks at the halls, like I said, they like it.
Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, and the bartenders especially will say things like, I really do appreciate this. I can speak to people. I'm not screaming as much as I normally do, but the sound is still full, which is another really cool feature of these full range arrays. The full range speakers in these arrays opposed to the honking horn.
Yeah. You had mentioned the whole concept of using a 12-inch woofer, a subwoofer, instead of the big 15 or 18s. And
I thought it was crazy.
Yeah, well, we think that anyway. But
you think that anyway. Yeah, why is that different than any other day?
This one application. But we used the 12s at an event here just a couple of weeks ago where we had the speakers and such, and they could hear the sound. We had the nice bass on the dance floor, but it was exactly what you were describing, is that the bass wasn't resonating in the side areas. So the people in the office, which were just through the doors there, they weren't having that big rumbly bass that happened when we were there for a teen dance. And we were, playing obviously a little bit louder, but we were playing at a pretty good volume, but it just helped to keep that bass kind of where we wanted it, as opposed to trying to rattle down the windows. Which, again, we get back to our line, the array systems. Most of them are running anywhere from, like that Maui behind you's got an 8. Some have 10, most have 12, 12-inch subwoofers in them. So they can do their job and not have to be annoying to some of the people in the adjoining rooms.
I don't even know what woofer is in this Maui 5. I don't know. I haven't looked at the book yet.
I think we looked at it before we started. I think it said it was an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was looking at it and taking a picture, looked at one of the websites, because when you were talking about it and doing the talk-through, I was like, ooh, that's cool. The batteries are in the speaker stand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of neat.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's an 8.
All right, well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an 8.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. Well, we're going to wrap up this little segment. This is the part that we're going to have up on YouTube. If you would like to join us in future Tuesday night shows, just go out at 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Go out to DJNTV.com/BrianSRed. And if I would have a graphics guy, if we could find a graphics guy, we could put up a cool graphic right now. Man, we just...
Good. They're hard to find.
They are hard to find. Well, we'll have to see what we can do. But anyway, go out to DJNTV.com/BrianSRed at 10 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday nights, and that will bring you to the live chat where we'll be doing our little recorded session, and then you can hang out and talk shop with a whole lot of DJs, because we've got quite a few folks who are in here with us tonight, and we're going to talk some more. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back again next Tuesday night.